My name is Finan Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
By your phone. This is how I choose to welcome you to October 2023 edition of the program Inside the Print Media. And today I am privileged to be seated in the driving seat, bringing to you the programs as it relates to the developments in Liberia and the world at large. My name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm very, very sorry that Greg Finan Sipa, the prime presenter of this program, is not here, but she has authorized me to drive this program along with you. So stay tuned as we bring you all of the inspiring developments concerning our motherland, Liberia, and the world alike. Better still, please share our live video. Encourage other people to watch this program, because once it borders on Liberia, it has to be something of greater importance. So I will urge every one of you who are watching by your phone now. For those of you who are watching from the diaspora, I want to say heartfelt good morning to you. Stick and stay with Focal Online TV to be informed about the situations that is currently unfolding in Liberia and the world at large. So let us take a short break. When we resume, I will bring you the headlines of the news stories from Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa newspaper, from the New Dawn newspaper, from Daily Observer, from Hot Pepper, and more of these developments on the program Inside the Print Media. So let us just take a short break. When we resume, we begin reading all of the trending developments as it relates to our country, Liberia.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Toba. My name is Finan Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Foca Online TV.
Welcome back to the world. Those of you who are watching along with us, especially as it relates to this program Inside the Print Media on the Pride of District 18. We remain the independent radio stations and online televisions in District 18 and Liberia at large. So, for those of you who are gearing up to work this morning, we want to say, keep it up, keep it up. We want to say, hats up to you, keep moving. Let us just try to acquaint our many listeners with the weather report on today. So, today we have 25 degrees Celsius. We have 25 degrees Celsius as per the weather report. Since this morning, the weather has been relatively wet. From where I sit and broadcast, the weather has been relatively wet, and the Celsius reading the weather report says that it is 25 degrees Celsius. So let us go quickly to our various newspaper. We have with us the Daily Observer newspaper, and the headlines on the Daily Observer newspaper say Musa Ability breaks tribal barrier with legislative victory. Musa Ability breaks tribal barrier with legislative victory. The chairman of the collaborating political party, it is said that he has broken tribal barrier with the fact that he has been pronounced victorious in the recent legislative elections in which he was one of the participants. So he has been victorious in that particular political struggle. So Musa Ability breaks tribal barrier with legislative victory. So let's move over to another same Daily Observer newspaper. Special statement by Ambassador Joseph N. Mbwaka, standard bearer of Unity Party, following October 10, 2023 elections. Special statement by Ambassador Joseph N. Mbwaka, standard bearer of Unity Party, following the October 10, 2023 elections. We gave you the full details of the stories. Then we move over to the New Dawn newspaper. Rerun in Nimba District 4 today. Rerun in Nimba District 4 today. As you may be aware, there has been reports of ballot destructions. So the magistrate at the National Elections Commission in that part of the county area ruled that there should be a rerun in that particular area. So as of today, the election is expected to take place. So results from those areas where results from those areas were suspended. Results from those areas were suspended. As of today, there will be an elections in those areas, particularly the legislative election. It was due to the fact that some unscrupulous individual made away with the ballot boxes, made away with these ballot boxes, and the National Elections Commission reported that it was being tampered with. So as such, they cannot, they cannot use a temper boxes or temper ballot to reflect the will and aspirations of the people in that particular part of Nimba County. So as of today, there will be a rerun in Nimba County District number 4. So that story can be found in the New Dawn newspaper. So as we are maintaining slackly, rerun in Nimba District 4 today as we are maintaining slackly. Let's go over it again. PUL expresses concern over Freedom FM's allegations of political division within the AFL, the Armed Forces of Liberia. PUL expresses concern over Freedom FM allegations of political division within the Armed Forces of Liberia. So PUL is expressing a concern relative to a statement made on the Freedom FM by Abraham Dawson William, a talk show host and a propagandist of the ruling establishment, where he purported that there is a confusion within the AFL, the Armed Forces of Liberia, one of the security agencies of the country that is expected to be neutral and void of politics. So Abraham Dawson Williams said that as per the information he has gathered so far, there is a division in the Armed Forces of Liberia under the leadership of Prince C.Y. Johnson. So as a matter of fact, the president has something to say about the statement made on Freedom FM by Abraham Dawson Williams, a regime propagandist and a talk show host who sits on the Freedom FMs, and he has this show he runs on Freedom FM called Face the Issue. Face the Issue. So PUL will give you the full concerns that PUL has to say relative to that particular situation. So let's get to the front page Africa newspaper. Senator Prince Johnson likely to face war crime court after election. Senator Prince Johnson likely to face war crime court after elections. So we give you what the front page Africa is reporting on the possibility that after this election, Senator Prince Johnson could face war and economic crime court after these elections. So that story can be found within the front page African newspaper. We will also bring you that. We move over again. Speaker Chimba Gray, Weklo leave top CDC lawmakers voted out. Speaker Chimba Gray, Weklo leave top CDC lawmaker voted out. I think if you have been following very closely the legislative elections report that have been announced by the National Elections Commission over the last few days, there are a lot of lawmakers who had a very strong relationship with the coalitions of Democratic team who have since been voted out. So their names are Speaker Buffalo Timber, Askara Moses Gray, Johnson and Weklo. These are CDC lawmakers who have been voted out. So you can find that story in the front page African newspaper. And from the international news, Gaza condition worsened by the hour as Biden orders aid for Israel and Ukraine. Gaza condition worsened by the hour has been arches here for Israel and Ukraine. So let's go over to the top and give you the full development as it relates to all of the headlines that has just been read quite recently. So for those of you who are watching, please share our live video, encourage your friend, encourage your family, encourage your sisters, your auntie to always stick and still with Focal Online TV as we keep you informed about the situations involving Mama Liberia. So let's get over to the top so that we can bring you the first story from the Daily Observer newspaper. Ability, Musa Ability breaks tribal barrier with legislative victory. In a society defined by demarcated lines of ethnicity or religion, most people only operate within the narrow confines of these artificial lines. Nivasky M. Conan, a Liberian writer and poet, said in an opinion piece recently. The United States-based writer of the famous memoir of the Liberian Civil War, the land of my father, birth, indicated further, and even with those confinements, some can be brave or sociable enough to go beyond such lines of social division and appeal to people outside of their demographic group. The crossover appeal, he noted, is most likely seen in the entertainment and sports industry, where artists or sports figures can appeal to fans beyond their demographic group, but can now add politics to the list. If you think so, a controversial businessman and politician, Musa Hassan Ability has made that possible. The official declarations of ability by the National Elections Commission as the winner of District 7 in Nimba County in the October 10th legislative election is a historic feat in the politics of post-war county Nimba. Shadowed by tribal politics and contentious claims and counterclaims, Ability, a member of the despised minority Mandingo group, did not see any chance of success from him in a conservative and tribal society as Nimba is. But Conan, a probable associate predicted ability victory, nothing that gave him the political influence ability whiz in the Liberian political setting to date. It is fair to describe his triumph and success as a political crossover. Ability is the chairman of the Krasa Prun Liberty Party, and he enjoys spiritual company with the political class of the country, but his tribe and religion have little or no appearance within the grassroots setting of the country, especially his native Nimba. Ability has never let ethnicity or religion hold him back from advancing socially and politically. For some who may complain about ethnic discrimination, Ability's success in the broader Liberian political space should be a source of inspiration and motivation so that they could venture outside of their political ethnic comfort zone to be an influencers in the different areas of Liberian society, Conan said. Before the war, Nimba County had a huge Mandingo population, which significantly impacted Nimba's electoral politics. Since the end of the war, Mandingo populations, many believe, has yet to attain this pre-war level, and given that the voters are entirely Manos and Gio, coupled with the level of tension that breeds between Mandingo and on the other hand, and the two major tribes on the other one. Everyone knew that it was a Hurricane task for ability to triumph. However, the incumbent of other candidates being Mano and Gil, it took ability out smartly using a massive investment in development in the district to sway the voter to his side and making the desire and crave for development to outcome tribal sentiment in the district. C4 Advancement, the former Liberty Party chairman, described Ability victory as a shining example of a servant leader who has gone beyond and to address the present infrastructure need for his people with the completion of a vital bridge project costing over 1 million United States dollars. Chairman Ability has demonstrated his commitment to serving the community and leading by example. Farmington said, with an incumbent running for re-election, Ability's involvement helped by his development initiative overshadowed his main opponent as the incumbent became confined to playing the Agnes card. While Ability sold himself to the voters with developmental appeal, his rival, the incumbent Roger S. Doma, in contrast with support from Senator Prince Johnson and the Unity Party, focused his campaign on tribal politics. Sally Doma, who served the district for 6 years, will now be succeeded by Ability. Next year, President David Etta Brown Lasana on Wednesday, October 18, announced Ability as winner, securing 10,003 votes. The true essence of a good leader, Farmington said, he understands that leadership is not about personal gain or power, but about selflessly dedicating oneself to the welfare of the people. So we move over to another headline. Special statement by Ambassador Joseph M. Walker, standard bearer of Unity Party, following the October 10th elections. On Tuesday, October 10, 2023, the Liberian people stood in long queue across the beloved country to exercise one of the most key rights offered by the Liberian constitutions of all Liberian citizens, the right to vote, the right to elect, the right to eject their leaders. No doubt, the majority of the Liberian people who stood in the long lines on last Tuesday went to exercise their right to eject President Weah from the presidencies of Liberia for his dismal performance over the last 6 years, during which the CDC party has been placed over the country. Liberia has since witnessed gross incompetence, corruption, and brazen looting of state resources with no accountability. The lack of leadership and retrogression have been the order of the day. As is now evident from the result from the presidential election announced by the electoral management body, the National Elections Commission, the Liberian people, in their righteous right, have served President Weah a clear warning that that his days in the presidencies are numbered, and soon, very soon, the final verdict will be delivered to make President Weah a one-term president. Through their votes, the Liberian people have presented to President Weah and his citizens a reality that they fear, that most throughout this election, the possibility of a second round face up against me and our broad-based team. I therefore want to take this time to express my profound thanks and appreciation to the parties of the UP Alliance and all our partisans and sympathizers dispersed throughout the length and breadth of this country who exercise their franchise by casting their vote for the rescue ticket. With your vote and support, we have made and will continue to make history. We have proven in a resounding tone that a people determined to achieve a noble goal can prevail. Despite using millions upon millions of dollars obtained from questionable sources and intimidating our supporters, President Weah and his CDCs were unable to break the ironclad resolve of our people. Despite the massive irregularity, we fought a good fight and defeated them. On the journey of October 10, 2023, you, our people, defied rain and thunder. You defied the scorching sun and suffocating heat. You defied sleep and fatigue. You walked long distances and crossed many rivers and creeks just to share the good news of the rescue mission. You did so much because you love Joseph Walker and Jeremiah Kumi. You did so because you love and deeply care for Mama Liberia. My fellow Liberians, our country needs to be rescued, and then we can embark on fixing it. Our country needs to be swept. Our country needs to be redeemed. Our country needs to be healed and reunited. Indeed, our country needs to be rescued. To achieve this lofty goal, as I have always urged, we need all hands on deck. One thing I know very well is that all the talents and ideas we need to rebuild our country cannot be found in a single party, tribe, region, or religion. That is why I am committed to forming a government of inclusion when God willing, we ultimately achieve our grand goal of democratically evicting President Weah from the executive mansion in a couple of days and weeks. We shall form a government that truly reflects the political, ethnic, and religious as well as gender diversity of our country. We shall form a government in which the true value of the Liberian is not determined by loyalty to the party, but by loyalty to country plus the person's abilities and willingness to contribute to our plateau to the country's progress. We are therefore reaching out to our brothers and sisters in the opposition and Liberians in general to join us in this noble mission of making our country breathe freely again. It is against this backdrop that I today issue this clarion call to you to summon the patriotic courage, rise up, once more, trek distances, defy the shade of unpleasant weather, endure the long queues in your respective polling places, so as to drop your verdict in the ballot box for the unshaking of our dear mama Liberia. Together we can and will effectively tackle the Kush pandemic in our country, invest in healthcare, education, agriculture, as well as foreign investment, thereby uplifting our country and saving the foreign future of young people who have become walking dead bodies due to the actions and inactions of a government that does not care. This is how we zero on the Daily Observer newspaper and run quickly to the New Dawn newspaper. We run in Nimba County District 4 today as we are maintaining slight lead. The chairpersons of the National Elections Commission, David Brown Lassanan, says rerun for the presidential, senatorial, and representative elections at two polling places in precincts Bay Lotuo Electoral District, Nimba County, will be held today, October 2023. The precincts suffered violence during polling places on Tuesday, October 10, when a group of individuals forcibly entered there and reportedly took away ballot boxes, but police retrieved those boxes subsequently. Progressive result announced by the National Elections Commission from the two top candidates in the race for presidency gave President Weah 43.84% of the vote, while his main challenger Joseph Newman Baka traced with 43.34%. Mr. Lassanen said, all except for the conduct of these elections, our electoral magistrate and police have already been deployed there, including permanent and temporary staff. The NEC boss further disclosed 7 arrests have been made so far from the disruption of the polling of the counting process in the Bill Lunto prisons, electoral district 4. She explained that those arrested are George Joseph, Minwongo Sidan, Nelson Goman, Golintan Gomi, Emmanuel Luo, Hastings Cooper, and Hakan Mian. This is how we move over to another headlines. PUL expresses concern over Freedom FM allegations of political division within the armed forces of Liberia. PUL expresses concern over Freedom FM allegations of political division within the armed forces of Liberia. The Press Union of Liberia has expressed deep concern regarding the recent broadcast on Wednesday, October 18, 2023, by Freedom FM. The station, owned by Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, made serious accusations about political division within the ranks of the armed forces of Liberia. According to Freedom FM, 20 commissioned officers within the armed forces of Liberia are allegedly being decommissioned and dismissed from the force outside their established standards. During an evening talk show, a host and manager of Freedom FM, Abraham William, claimed that Major General Quincy Johnson, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, is allegedly administering the armed forces in a political biased manner in favor of opposition leader Joseph Boakai. We urge active duty officers of the armed forces who did not support WIA in the initial round of voting to switch their allegiance due to perceived inadequate leadership within the Liberian military. The Liberian government, the American government maintains a defense attaché in Monrovia to work with the armed forces of Liberia on its professionalism. The armed forces was restructured after the Civil War and has built itself ever since as a force for good in the eye of the Liberian public. The Press Union of Liberia finds these allegations very troubling and potentially damaging to the reputation and integrity of the armed forces of Liberia as an organization committed to upholding the principles of responsible journalism and promoting ethical standards within the media industry. The PEL stresses the importance of accurate, fair, and unbiased reporting through the election process. Unsubstantiated claims and divisive narrative can undermine the cohesion and morale of our armed forces, an institution vital to our nation's security and stability. So we move over to the front page African newspaper. Senator Prince Johnson likely to face war crime court after elections. This story can be found within the front page African newspaper. Senator Prince Johnson likely to face war crime court after election. Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson, now the biggest political ally of Unity Party Joseph Boakai, delivered the vote which counted to the Unity Party in October 10th election. However, leaked WhatsApp screenshot allegedly originating from the Unity Party executive leadership chat room indicate the party has intentions of parting ways with him and turning him over for prosecution for war crimes immediately following the elections. The leaked chat also included a list of prospective cabinet ministers should the Unity Party win. The Unity Party has described the screenshot as fake and a propaganda against the party. The spokesperson of the party, Mo Ali, in a statement following the release of the screenshot, stated that yesterday he saw a list circulating on social media and other news outlets claiming that it is proposed cabinet from the list from the Unity Party. Such a list is fake, misleading, and it is a propaganda ploy from the opponent intended to cause mistrust among our people. The purported chat room from which the fake lists were originated is also fake. The statement added, at the moment, the UP Alliance campaign and her supporters are focused on rescuing Liberia. We are not going to rest until we do so. Those fake propaganda will not distract us in our attempt to lift Liberia from its current failed state. In the leak chat, a concern was raised about why no strategic position has been allotted to Senator Prince Johnson Movement for Democratic Reconstruction. Patrick Honda responded, although some Zimbabweans will get offended, we must act in the interest of our safety. Jack Kabikoli opined in the chat, the history of Prince Johnson is well known. We have used him to deliver Nima County, although the percentage is low. Our anticipations cannot let him lose. We have agreed as prospective cabinets and Ambassador Boakai to deal with Prince Johnson's agenda within 100 days in our administration. This will be our ways of appraisal to the U.S. government and the international community who are angry with us for keeping Prince Johnson around us for support. This is how we move over to another headlines on the front page Africa newspaper. Speaker's Chamber Greg Weklo lead top CDC lawmaker voted out. I will read that headline again. Speaker Chamber Greg Weklo lead top CDC lawmaker voted out. In the 2023 legislative elections that are being marred by surprising, leaders of the House of Representatives, with the exceptions of Deputy Speaker Fonati Kofa and Representative Thomas Fowler, have been rejected by their constituents. And leading the marching order is Speaker Buffer Simba, followed by Representative Askar Moses Gray, the General, chaired on executive. Prior to the election, top members of the House of Representatives, led by Speaker Buffer Simba, some of the Senate counterparts, and reaffirmed their commitment to the re-election of President George Manneh Weah. The entire leadership of the House of Representatives of the 54th legislature pledged its support. In reaffirming their support, the lawmaker pledged to lead the charge in their respective constituency to ensure that President Weah is re-elected, as though they were wielded more influence in their districts and each were expecting nothing less than landslide win. However, as per the National Elections Commission's official result, more than 90% of these lawmakers were booted out. Here, Front Page Africa dives into their political demise. This is how we zero out on all of our local newspaper as it relates to our country, Liberia. We will entertain a very short break. When we resume, we bring you our international news, and after then, we will call this day a day on the program inside the print media. Stay tuned with us.
Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Togba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Togba. My name is Gregfina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
What?
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Dive you through our international news. Israel Hamas war rages as Gaza waits for aid amid worsening conditions. What we are covering: protests against Israel's siege of Gaza are expected across much of the Middle East on Friday as aid agencies warn hospitals are running out of fuel and may fear life savings aid will be still stuck in Egypt for another day. The Gaza main hospital only has fuel for 24 hours, a top relief agency warned Thursday. Without electricity, many patients would die, an official said. The first envoy carrying humanitarian aid from Egypt won't cross until Saturday at the earliest, U.S. sources told CNN. U.S. President Joe Biden directly appealed to Americans for support in the war in Israel and Ukraine and announced he could send an aid package to Congress. Israeli leaders are rallying troops on the Gaza border, with Defense Minister Yuval Gavalin saying they will soon see the enclave from the inside, according to a statement from their sources. So, with this being said, this is how we will zero on all of our news as of today and just talk about some other critical issues that are taking place in our motherland, Liberia. So, still tuned with us. Keep following Foka Online TV. My colleague Mohammed and I, we have something upcoming for you, and we will talk to you about some of the situations that are unfolding in our motherland, Liberia, during the course of the evening hour. So you can stay with us. It will actually be a very, very fascinating conversations involving the microphone giant Mohammed Vani Khan and I. And Mohammed Vani Khan will actually be seated in the driving seat, and while I will be playing the role as the co-host. Together, we will talk about election matters, and we will make our independent analysis on what the runoff will entail, whether the runoff would be more tribalistic or it would be in the interest of the Liberian people. So you can join Mohammed Vani Khan and I this evening as we bring to you our own analysis on District 13, a premier platform. This is the most independent online TV within District 13. It is our hope that this platform can be a full-fledged radio stations where we can have a wider coverage so that a lot of our people in Liberia can be able to listen to us. So you can stay with us. On this note, this is how I will post. I will post and call this show a day, and we will break back yet in the evening hours, at which time Mohammed and I will bring to you our own independent analysis, what the run out will appear like, because over the last few days we have noticed that there has been these issues about tribal politics by regime propagandists, and some of those people from the opposition, they are now praising tribal politics. So tribal politics is not something that is very good for our democracy, because at the end of the day, whosoever wins the presidency will have a very huge responsibility to reconcile the people. So this issue about tribal politics is not very good. It is very toxic for our border politics in Liberia. So this is how I would choose to end this uh, broadcast here on the show called the Inside the Print Media. I have been your host. My name is K. Lyndon Tupa. Thanks to all of you who have been following. Thanks to all of our viewers, James Romel Dixon Good, Mohammed Vani Kane, Mambu Samson, and thanks to all of you who will also follow this live broadcast. This is how I choose to call it a day.